Cowboys lose to the Cardinals 38-10 in an embarrassing showing on Monday Night Football. So let's get some instant reaction and, of course, some updated news and rumors here on some injuries and everything coming out of that Cowboys game. So let me know before we get going here, who you guys blame for the loss? Who do you blame for? Is it on the coaching staff, ownership, Zeke Elliott with his 2 game-breaking fumbles? Let me know in the comment section who you blame for the loss. Now, in the news and rumors here coming out of the game, Zack Martin, this is the big one, got hit in the helmet first quarter, concussion, did not return to the game. The Cowboys' offensive line struggled badly without him. As a result of that, Connor McGovern was inserted at right guard. I don't think he played that great. I do want to go back and watch the game again. So that meant that you were starting the guy when you kicked off the year was maybe tackle 4 or 5 and Brandon Knight. Williams, the only seasoned starter here. Tyler Biadish, a backup center, I think is better than Joe Looney, to be honest. Backup guard Connor McGovern, and backup undrafted rookie Terrence Steele at right tackle. They were decimated. The offensive line did not fare well, and they struggled in this game. Martin's injury is concerning. Limited time to recover. You don't have that extra Monday recovery time. He'll be questionable for this upcoming game, but he was one of the reasons his loss, why the Cowboys lost this one, 38-10, a bad showing by the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Frankly, an embarrassment as well. The Cowboys dropped to 2-4. They are, however, even with the loss, as weird as this sounds, they are still technically the leaders in the NFC East. That sounds weird and it sounds wrong, but here we are. The 2-4 Cowboys ahead of the 1-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles, and New York and Washington still just a game back, with Washington coming up next week for the Cowboys. If this were any other division, season would be over. You're not good enough. You can still compete in the NFC East. So what should the Cowboys do? Should they tank or try to win? Get your votes in here for me. You can type in T for tank or W for win. Mr. Lubo Super Chat says tank and draft Patrick Surtain or Gregory Rousseau. I lean more towards tanking here. Like, you got to be better, man. You have to be a better football team if you're going to have success in the NFL. Even if you win the NFC East, you're one and done. You ain't beating a playoff team. So I say tank. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you haven't already, scroll on down and get your votes in. T for tank or W for win. Let's talk Zeke now, because he was bad. And in fact, Elliott pretty much got benched in this game. Elliott was not the starter or not the lead back the entire time. The Cowboys used Tony Pollard a lot more than they typically would in a blowout of this caliber. Tony Pollard had 10 carries plus 2 receptions, 40 total yards. Nothing special, but I mean, I guess points happened on that front there. Zeke had 12 carries, 8 receptions, 80 yards in total. Not particularly good production, but here we are. 2 fumbles by Elliott, a couple drops as well by Tony Pollard. I mean, look, Elliott had 5 fumbles lost entering this season in his career. He's lost 4 now. That's not okay. That is not something that you can be paying Zeke as one of the highest paid backs in the NFL and allow to have happen. That's why the Cowboys, in reality, they benched him. Now, they put him back in. They rotated the 2 because, in reality, it's very difficult to truly bench one of the highest paid backs in the NFL. Pollard had some nice runs, had some not so nice runs as well. Elliott has got to be better, plain and simple. But if you guys want to bench Zeke, now's your chance to get your votes in. The fumbles have to stop. Take the sleeves off. Do something. You can't be fumbling this often. So get your votes in. Y for yes or N for no. Speaking of protection, Make sure you guys are wearing your Cowboys face masks or any face mask out there, but you can rep the Cowboys in the process. At least this face mask, this Cowboys thing, can stop stuff, unlike the defense. Chatsports.com/Cowboys mask. That link will be in the comments and it will be in the description. So go check it out. Chatsports.com/Cowboys mask. That is chatsports.com/Cowboys mask. Go check it out today. Whole bunch of variety packs from individual ones up to 4 packs as well, up to 25% off. Go check them out today. Let's talk defense here briefly. Mike Nolan, is it time for him to go? Because the defense is bad. There's really, truly no way around it for me. This is the worst defense in the NFL. Now, look, the players and staff, they both get blame. But the defense has had this problem every single game. And if you're trying to justify keeping Mike Nolan, I think your argument is, well, the players are bad. But Mike Nolan has not done a good enough job helping them. So you have George Edwards on your coaching staff. He could be your fill-in option. I think that's the most likely candidate. As a reminder here, not going to fix everything. Firing Nolan doesn't magically make this defense better. Maybe it helps, but you got talent issues too. With that said, I am on board with dumping Mike Nolan and firing him. That is something that I would feel comfortable doing at this point. So get your votes in here. What do you want the Cowboys to do? Want to fire Mike Nolan? Type in FN if you want the Cowboys to dump Nolan and move on from the much maligned Cowboys defensive coordinator. If that's the way you feel, type in FN. Let's go to Andy Dalton now in his first start as the Cowboys quarterback. 34 completions, 54 attempts for just 266 yards. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That's 63%, by the way, in terms of the completion percentage. His quarterback rating was not particularly good. This was a dink and dunk offense. They did not trust the offensive line. Dalton was what Dalton's been the past couple seasons. He made some plays. He had one of his interceptions was BS because CeeDee Lamb got tackled on the play and there was no flag. He also had one of the worst throws I've seen in years, right to Jordan Hicks that was dropped. He also had a Michael Gallup touchdown pass dropped. He was meh. Like, he wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. Like, he just wasn't a very good. He was fine. But his supporting cast wasn't nearly good enough. And he has never handled pressure well. And that was the case again tonight. With Zack Martin, as we mentioned, leaving the game because of injury. That is a second string at best offensive line. And it didn't fare well. It simply did not fare well for the Dallas Cowboys and for Andy Dalton. Dalton wasn't good enough. I think, I would hope at least, that we saw the difference between Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton tonight. So grade Dalton's first start, A, B, C, D, or F. C or D. Like, there were a couple of nice plays. There were some head scratchers as well. They did not air it out very much because they did not trust the offensive line. Kellen Moore called it a coward's game, but you don't have much options to be aggressive with backups everywhere on your team. So grade it for me. A, B, C, D, or F. One positive note, I guess, coming out of this particular game, the return of one Leighton Vander Esch. First game since he broke his collarbone back in week 1. He returned, and yeah, he made some plays. 3 tackles in this one. Again, there were a couple moments where you're like, oh yeah, there's Vander Esch, but didn't quite make the play. In the end, it didn't really lead to a better Cowboys offense. Like, they got abused. Like, the run defense sucked again. Fatty's only 2020 has been a disaster. The Arizona Cardinals ran for 261 yards on 35 carries. You guys want the math on that? That's a ridiculous figure. That is averaging 7.5 yards per carry. You will never win a football game when the opposing team can get 7.5 yards per touch. You're done. It ain't going to work. So Vander Esch, his return, a good thing, but it didn't really help the Cowboys out very much, as the Cowboys just simply got abused in this particular matchup. It was gross, it was ugly, and it's the reason why the Cowboys fall 30-10. Nothing went well for Dallas. Just a bad showing here. We'll break it down more in depth again tomorrow, so feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, because that was not a good showing by the Dallas Cowboys. They fall Monday Night Football 38-10.